Good morning. So in the last class, we have done some problems. So this is the problem related to like RLC circuit. RLC circuit is given, which is as shown in the figure. We have to find out the current across the points A and A dash, right? So at t equal to 0 minus, so here there is no flow of current through the circuit at t equal to 0 minus. After t equal to 0 only, there is a possibility of flow of current through this circuit. Okay. After t equal to 0 only, there is a possibility of flow of current through this circuit. Okay. Like this, we have taken loop equation, and after that we will write the expression, KVL expression. After that we will take the Laplace transform on both sides. Okay, so that finally we'll get h of s equal to some expression, that is equation number 3, and from figure b the function v of t can be obtained as v of t equal to 100 into u of t, and taking Laplace transform, so that we'll get v of s equal to 100 by s. Okay, so finally you will get I of t is 50 into e power minus t into sine 2t. Okay, okay, that is about the finding of the current I of t with the given information. So if you see the next problem, that is a signal f of t is equal to 2 pi by omega delta of t minus sa into omega t by 2 is applied at the input terminals of the ideal LPF. LPF means low pass filter. The transfer function of such filter is given by h of j omega is equal to k into g into w of omega into e power minus j omega t naught. Okay, transfer function is given, that is h of j omega, and the signal, that is the input, that is f of t is given, that is 2 pi by omega into delta of t minus sa into omega t by 2. We have to find out the response, that is we have to find out the output, right? So given signal is f of t equal to this one, and transfer function h of j omega equal to k into g into w of omega into e power minus j omega t naught, where g into w of omega is a gate function. So it is expressed like this. A gate function, its value is 1 for omega is in between minus 1 by 2 and plus 1 by 2. Okay, if the gate function value is 1 for omega is in between minus 1 by 2 and plus 1 by 2. Okay, this is the gate function g into w of omega versus frequency omega. So it is represented like this. Let y of t is the response of the filter, then y of t becomes input f of t convolved with the impulse response h of t, right? Or we can write y of j omega is equal to, this is in time domain, y of t equal to f of t convolution with h of t. The convolution in time domain becomes simple multiplication in frequency domain. Simple multiplication in frequency domain. In frequency response, it is represented like this: y of j omega is equal to f of j omega into h of j omega. F of j omega into h of j omega. Okay, right. Now we'll take the Fourier transform of f of t. Fourier transform of f of t is nothing but f of j omega. That is nothing but integral minus infinity to infinity. F of t is 2 pi by omega into delta of t into e power minus j omega t dt, minus integral minus infinity to infinity sa into omega t by 2 into e power minus j omega t dt. So already we know the formula for Fourier transform, that is Fourier transform of f of t is equal to integral minus infinity to infinity f of t into e power minus j omega t dt, right? So here the f of t function is 2 pi by omega into delta of t minus sa into omega t by 2, right? So we are expanding this separately, right? So it will become like this. So f of j omega is equal to 2 pi by omega into delta of t. Delta of t will exist only at t equal to 0, that is by substituting t is 0, that is e power 0, that is 1. So here delta of t value is 1. Okay, delta of 0, that is 1, 2 pi by omega into 1 minus infinity, integral minus infinity to infinity sine omega t sine theta. So sine omega t by 2 by omega t by 2 into e power minus j omega t dt. Okay, e power minus j omega t dt. We know that Fourier transform of rectangular function of t by tau is equal to sin omega t by tau by omega t by 2. Then by dual property, we have Fourier transform of sin t tt omega by tau t omega by 2 by tau t by 2 is equal to 2 pi times of rectangular function of omega by tau. Here tau equal to omega and rectangular of x is gate function, that is g of x. Then f of j omega becomes 2 pi by omega minus 2 pi into g of omega by w. Okay, so this is the gate function g of omega by w with limits minus omega by 2 to plus omega by 2. Okay, this is figure 2. Now using equation 1, we have y of j omega. Equation 1 is this one. Okay, equation 1 is this one. Y of j omega is equal to f of j omega into h of j omega. So now using equation 1, we have y of j omega equal to f of j omega into h of j omega, that is 2 pi by omega minus 2 pi into g of omega by w into kg into w of omega into e power minus j omega t naught. So by using inverse Fourier transform, y of omega will become y of t by taking inverse Fourier transform. So y of t becomes 1 by 2 pi times of integral minus infinity to infinity y of j omega into e power plus j omega t omega. But y of j omega value is this one. Okay. So by substituting this value in this expression, it will become 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity 2 pi by omega into kg into w of omega into e power minus j omega t naught into e power j omega t d omega minus integral minus infinity to infinity 2 pi into kg into w of omega into e power minus j omega t naught into g of omega by w into e power plus j omega t d omega, right? So by simplifying this one, it will become integral minus infinity to infinity k by omega into g into w of omega into e power minus j omega t naught into e power j omega t d omega minus integral minus infinity to infinity kg w of omega into g of omega by w into e power minus j omega t naught into e power j omega t omega. This is considered as equation number 2. Okay, solution of first term of equation 2 is y of t equal to 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity 2 pi k by omega into g into w of omega into e power minus j omega t naught into e power j plus j omega t d omega. This is a time shifting property. We are applying time shifting property so that it will become y of t will become like this. Therefore, we are applying time shifting property. Y of t finally becomes 2 pi k by omega into g of t minus t naught. Let it be considered as equation number 3. So solution of second term of equation 2 is y of t is equal to minus integral minus infinity to infinity kg into w of omega into g of w by omega by w into e power minus j omega t naught into e power j omega t d omega. So here we have three cases. That is first case 1 is considered as by putting omega value as 1. Case 2 is considered as by putting omega as greater than 1. By putting omega is less than 1, that is considered as case 3. Okay, one by one we will solve. So first of all, we will take the case 1. Case 1 means here the omega value is 1. Okay. So in this case, figure 2 becomes, see here omega value, here minus omega by 2 to plus omega by 2. Here omega value is 1. So here the limits will become minus 1 by 2 to plus 1 by 2. This is g by omega by w. Okay. So the limits of above integral are minus 1 by 2 to plus 1 by 2. So replace omega by 2 by 1 by 2. So y of t equal to minus 1 by 2 to plus 1 by 2 k into omega value becomes 1 1. Okay, see the above expression, see this is the equation number 2. Here we are substituting the value of omega as 1, right? Okay, that's why it will become like this, k into 1 into 1 into e power minus j omega t naught into e power j omega t d omega, that is k into integral minus 1 by 2 to plus 1 by 2 e power j omega t minus t naught d omega. By simply solving this, we'll get y of t value is k into sink of t minus t naught by 2. Okay, k into sink of t minus t naught by 2, that is case 1. Coming to the case 2, here the case 2 is the limit value w is greater than 1. Okay, so here the limit value ranges from minus 1 by 2 to plus 1 by 2 as shown in figure 4. Figure 4. So this is g of omega by w with limits minus 1 omega by 2 is greater than minus 1 by 2 to omega by 2 is greater than plus 1 by 2, which is multiplied with this one minus 1 by 2 to 1 by 2, so that it will become g omega by w into g omega w of omega versus omega, that is here the limits are from minus 1 by 2 to plus 1 by 2. Okay, so by simply substituting this one, you will get the value of y of t is k into sink of t minus t naught by 2. Here also it is same. And coming to the case 3, for this case the limit value ranges from minus 1 omega, it is less than 1, omega is less than 1. So minus omega by 2 to plus omega by 2 as shown in figure 5. This is figure 5. So this will be multiplied with this one, so that it will become minus omega by 2 to omega by 2. These two will be multiplied, g of w of omega into g of omega by w. Okay, so by simply substituting these values in this integral, so that we will get y of t value as kw into sink of omega of t minus t naught by 2. Let it be considered as equation number 6. Thus y of t equal to 2 pi k by omega into g of t minus t naught minus k into sink of t minus t naught by 2 for omega is greater than or equal to 1. Here these two are the case 1 and case 2 from equations 3 and 4. See equations 3 and 4. See equations 3 and 4 are, this is equation 3 and equation number 4 is this one. These are the equation, this is equation number 5, this is equation number 4. So this is equation number 3. Okay, okay, so y of t becomes 2 pi k by omega into g of t minus t naught minus k into sink of t minus t naught by 2, and similarly 2 pi k by omega into g of t minus t naught minus k omega into sink of omega of t minus t naught by 2 for omega is greater than or equal to 1 from equation 3 and 6. This is the solution for the, or this is the response for the given problem. And coming to the next problem, that is consider an linear time invariant system with the input and output related through the relation. Here input signal and response output signal are related as y of t is equal to integral minus infinity to infinity e power minus of t minus tau into x of tau minus 2 d tau. what is the impulse response h of t for this system. We have to find out the impulse response here. Impulse response for this system. We have to find out the impulse response for this system. So y of t is given as integral minus infinity to infinity e power minus of t minus tau into x of tau minus 2 into d tau. Let it be considered as equation number 1. So impulse response of a system h of t, how it is defined? Impulse response h of t is defined as, that is nothing but Fourier transform of delta of t. Okay, impulse response h of t is defined as Fourier transform of delta of t. Okay, now equation number 1 becomes h of t is equal to integral minus infinity to infinity e power minus of t minus tau into x of t tau minus 2, that is h of t is Fourier transform of x of t. So this will become delta of tau minus 2 d tau, delta of tau minus 2 d tau, or it is at tau equal to its value is 1, delta value is 1, so that it will become e power minus of t minus tau into 1 at tau equal to 2, or e power minus of t minus 2 for t is greater than 0, or it is equal to e power minus of t minus 2 into u of t. So impulse response is h of t equal to e power minus of t minus 2 into u of t. Clear? Right. Next, coming to the next problem. Consider a stable linear time invariant system that is characterized by the differential equation. Differential equation. What is the differential equation? D square y of t by dt square plus 4 into dy of t by dt plus 3 into y of t is equal to d by dt of x of t plus 2 into x of t. Find its impulse. Find its response for the input x of t is equal to e power minus t into u of t. We have to find out y of t here. So with the given differential equation, what is the given differential equation? That is d square by dt square of y of t plus 4 into d by dt of y of t plus 3 into y of t is equal to d by dt of x of t plus 2 into x of t. So taking Laplace transform on both sides, so Laplace transform of d square by dt square of y of t plus 4 into d by dt of y of t plus 3 into y of t is equal to Laplace transform of d by dt of x of t plus 2 into x of t. Okay, so see here, for unit step function, see here x of t is given as e of minus t into u of t. Okay, for u of t, for unit step function u of t equal to 1 for t is greater than or equal to 0, and d is equal to 0 for t is less than 0, right? So x of s becomes x of s equal to integral. So what is x of s? X of s is nothing but Fourier transform of the given function x of t. So x of s are taking, this is and this is nothing but the Laplace transform. Laplace transform of x of t is x of s. So x of s equal to integral. Actually, it is minus infinity to infinity, but u of t is defined as 1 for t is greater than or equal to 0. That's why here the limits will change from 0 to infinity. So integral 0 to infinity e of minus t into e of minus st dt. So taking t as common, so that integral 0 to infinity e power minus of s plus 1 into t dt. Okay, so it is equal to minus 1 by s plus 1 into e power minus of s plus 1 into t with limits 0 and infinity. By simply substituting these limits in this expression, we will get x of s as 1 by s plus 1, that is treated as equation number 2. Okay, equation number 2, x of s equal to 1 by s plus 1. Right. Now we have two equations. From equations 1 and 2, we get y of s is equal to s plus 2y. Y of s is nothing but y of s is equal to y of s is nothing but x of s multiplied by h of s, right? Okay, h of s is x of s is 1 by s plus 1, and h of s is given as h of s is, what is h of s is? h of s is s plus 2 by s square plus 4s plus 3. Okay, s plus 2 by s square plus 4s plus 3. Okay, so y of s equal to s plus 2 by s square plus 4s plus 3 into 1 by s plus 1, or we can write this as s plus 2 by s plus 1 into s plus 3 into s plus 1, or it is s plus 2 by s plus 1 whole square into s plus 3. So taking the partial fractions, so partial fraction simplification. So after simplification we get the value of a is 1 by 4, b is 1 by 2, and c is minus 1 by 4. So y of s becomes 1 by 4 by s plus 1 plus b is 1 by 2 by s plus 1 whole square plus c is minus 1 by 4 by s plus 3. Taking inverse Laplace transform on both sides. So inverse Laplace transform of y of s is equal to inverse Laplace transform of this entire expression, so that it will become y of t is equal to 1 by 4 into e power minus t into u of t. This is 1 by s plus 1 is e power minus t, e power minus t. 1 by s plus 1 whole square is 1 by 2 into t into e power minus t into u of t. 1 by s plus 3 is e power minus 3 into u of t into minus 1 by 4. Therefore, the response of a stable LTE system is y of t is equal to 1 by 4 into e power minus t plus 1 by 2 into t into e power minus t minus 1 by 4 into e power minus 3t whole into u of t, right? This is the response of a stable linear time invariant system. Okay, and this is also a simple problem. Next one, find the impulse response of the system shown in figure. So find the transfer function. What would be its frequency response? We have to find out its frequency response. We have to draw its frequency response. Okay, we have to draw its frequency response. Okay, so given diagram is this one. Okay, here the input is at here, output is here. This is a simple RC network. Okay, simple RC network. So the transfer function of the system is given by h of j omega is equal to, here the output by input. Transfer function is nothing but output by input. What is the output? V naught here, this is IR, I into R, IR by, so what is the input here? IR plus I by j omega c. Okay, IR by, IR is nothing but the voltage across this resistance. Okay, voltage across this resistance is IR. And what is the input here? Input is nothing but the series combination of these two components or these two parameters. Okay, so series combination means IR plus I by j omega c. Okay, by simply substituting, by simplifying this one, we will get h of j omega value as R by R plus 1 by j omega c. By taking I as common in the numerator and denominator, so I R by I into R plus 1 by j omega c. I and I gets cancelled, so that it will become R by R plus 1 by j omega c, or taking LCM at the denominator side, so 1 plus j omega R c by j omega c, or it will become j omega R c by 1 plus j omega R c, defining omega 1 equal to 1 by RC1. Then h of j omega becomes 1 by 1 by 1 by j omega rc plus 1. Okay, or it is equal to 1 by 1 minus j omega 1 by omega, or mod h of j omega becomes mod h of j omega becomes 1 by square root of 1 plus omega 1 by omega whole square, 1 by square root of 1 plus omega 1 by omega whole square. So, and the magnitude response is given by, it is the magnitude response. So, this is the magnitude versus frequency. Here the range, we see that at omega equal to omega 1, h of mod h of j omega is equal to omega 1. This will become 1 by square root of 1 plus 1 whole square, that is 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay, square root of 1 by root 2. At omega equal to omega 1, it is 1 by root 2. It is also called as minus 3 dB frequency. Hence, omega 1 is 3 dB frequency. Okay, and the response will be like this. At omega 1, its value is 1 by root 2, and at minus omega 1, its value is 1 by root 2, and at omega 1, its value is plus 1. Okay, this is the magnitude response of the given problem. Okay, magnitude response of the given problem, right? Okay, next, these are some problems on LTE systems and transfer functions, etc. Okay, already we solved more than uh, more than 10 number of problems, 10 different types of problems here. Okay, so these are enough for this one. These problems are enough LTE for LTE systems. Okay, next we will see the filter characteristics of linear systems. Filter characteristics of linear systems. Already we discussed about the linear systems. What is meant by linear system? Linear system means a system which obeys the scaling property and superposition theorem, and also it satisfies the output signal varies according to the input signal. Output signal varies according to the input signal. That is called a linear system. We have to find out the filter characteristics of linear systems. Okay, filter characteristics of the linear systems. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss about all these things. Now I will close the session for today. In the next class we will discuss about the remaining these filter characteristics of linear systems, then distortionless transmission through a system. Okay, bandwidth of a system, energy density spectrum, then interpretation of energy density. Okay, and power density spectrum, and lastly causality and physical realizability, that is also called as Pauli-Wiener criteria. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss about all these things. Okay, thank you.